everyone, you're with me, Lorraine Chai, and today on First Impressions, we are looking into the gadgets that you should have when recording. Because if you're the kind of person that is fearful of being on camera, or someone that is wanting to be on camera, but you want to have the right gadgets to travel around with, right? Now, I've researched all these gadgets, I've tried them out. I've got so many different lightings in my studio, in the cupboards. I've got so many different microphones around, but it's finding the ones that are suitable. So I'm just going to share with you on all that I would recommend to have. The rest, you can just leave it aside. But here it is. The first one that I really, really love and always have it in my purse is this particular one. It's called the Sabine Tech. Now, the Sabine Tech here, it comes with a wind breaker thing. And this is the microphone where you can clip. It's not chunky, it's not bulky. But the reason why I got this is because it's Bluetooth. One of the first mic that I got, it was actually wired, and I end up tripping over it, and then you end up breaking the wire, and it's really troublesome. So I got this one was because it's Bluetooth, but not only because of that, but because of this particular feature. So I got this only when I was recording at one time, and it just so happened that it was catching the sound of the wind, and I thought, oh my goodness, like, this is horrible. I don't want to listen to the sound of the wind, and the information or content that I'm trying to share was very hard to listen because I would be concentrating on the sound of the wind. Don't worry about the apps around it. So the Smart Mic Plus, and when I go into it and turn on my Bluetooth, yeah, blue light means on. All right, it will show on your device that it is turned on. So if you notice there, you can see the back of my camera. If you notice, it tells you how many percentage of battery you have left for this. Now, note that every time you're going to connect your phone to anything else or any other gadgets, or if you're using an app or function there, you are going to have your phone heat up. Now, this is normal. It's just because your phone is running on excessive energy. And it's the same thing for computers. Back in the day, you feel your computer overheating, right? So I'm just going to show you why I love this particular product. And why I love this is I'm the kind of person that occasionally writes my script. And I am always lack of time, and I don't have that time to memorize script. So what I do is I write scripts. And I have the script here where I read off the script. Now, just bear with me. There are a lot of apps out there that have this functionality of script. However, having said that, this one is great is because of the button here where I can read the script, and it will just go up for me. So I started with this. There's so many different apps out there that helps. So this one's on my Android, and you can use this mic on an Apple as well as an Android. So I downloaded this particular app. It's called Captions. So Captions here, I'll send a link on my experimental journey on it. It's really funny. But Captions is also the same, where it's got those transcripts, right? Those stuff that you read off, the script that you read off. And the beauty of this thing is it works where it focuses your eyes, where even though you're reading the script down below, the AI helps your eyes refocus to the camera. So even though you're reading down here, with this function, you can change it where it looks as if you're looking at the camera and looking at the audience straight in the eye. But the beauty about this as well is when you're doing editing, people have this post where there's words down below. So instead of hiring somebody to do that, it automatically generates that, where it takes the words that you're speaking and have it automatically on the screen. So you don't have to do that at all. The beauty about this and what I've experimented was it creates scripts for you, just like ChatGPT, where all you have to do is just read off it, and it actually narrates a scene for you. So it was Australia Day the other day, and I thought I would just give it a shot to see what it's all about. So what I did was I typed Australia Day and then give me a script. So there was this. It's very interesting where it says scene, the Australian flag flying across the sea. So that means you have to find a video of that flag flying across the sea, and then it gives you a script to talk about, and it gives you scenes where you have to find the scenes and insert the scenes between the scripts that they've given you. I found that really interesting. The thing about Caption is it's a subscription mode where you have to pay on a monthly basis. If you're a person that always uses, will always use it, I think it is worth getting. other than that, there's always other functions that you can always try and use. So the caption is one that I would surely recommend. And the Sabine as well, I will put the link of that on the comments or the description. I would recommend to get two. In Australia, they're only selling one on Amazon, but if you can get two as a pair, so when you're interviewing someone out of your studio or in studio, then it's very handy to have this. Second microphone that I have and travel with is this one. It's called the Rode Go 2. The Rode Go 2 is great because it's lightweight. Like I used to travel with my Yeti, my Blue Yeti, but it's so heavy if you have a Blue Yeti, and it's more of to leave it in your studio kind of function. I'm actually using it for this recording at the moment. With the Rode 2, it's light. That's why I love traveling with it. And the thing is, you can link it to any device. You can link it to your Android, you can link it to your iPhone, you can link it to the laptop, you can link it to your DSR and your cameras, whatever cameras you have. It works really well. It has a clear sound and it captures the sound really nicely, just like the Blue Yeti as well. So that's why I like to move around with my Rode with this one. The beauty about it is it can be linked up and hooked up in whatever tripod that you have. That's why I bought this thing and included it on it. The tripods, I've had so many different tripods in my studio. I've got the standing one, I've got the heavy one, and I thought the heavy one's going to be really heavy, especially when I'm traveling. But there has to be a way of traveling light, because even my laptop, it has to be a certain weight, especially when I'm carrying on. And if you travel a lot, you know that there's a certain limit in terms of carry-on luggage, right? And if you're traveling, you want to travel light so that if you end up shopping, you can bring stuff back. So I always try and travel light. So the Joby Gorilla tripod with the arms. And what I love about this and why I have this is I used to always record outdoors. And sometimes you have outdoors area where it's not level. So with this, I can hook it up to anything. I can hook it up to, let's say, a hook. I can hook it up to a tree branch. I can hook it up and level it where it could be lowered, it could be higher, and I don't have to worry about it breaking or it's scratching something, because it's very easy to pack in your bag. It's very light, and it comes with the, or what about is it came with this, where I can put my camera on it, I can put the microphone on it. And why I got this is because of the arms. So with the arms, I'll just put it on for you to see. With the arms, I can hook up additional lighting. I can hook up cameras, like different cameras from different angles. I can put up my Rode microphone on it. See that? And then the legs at the bottom. And that's why I love this Joby Gorilla arms, is because of that. It's very easy to travel with and it's light. When you're trying to catch a photo of yourself in the plane, that is the way to go, this one. Now, next I want to share with you is the lighting you see at the back. This is recommended by a friend. Now, the lighting at the back is the newer, it's called Neewer, or the brand is a Neewer RGB light app control. I'm just going to take one of it. And why I love this is another thing. Like I travel around with it. I'm going to just lower that power so that it's not in the face. This is an old model. So the newer model now, you can actually control the lighting and all your controls on your phone. So it's not really manual control anymore. And I'm not going to show it on the camera just because it would be too bright. So this one is, I use it for as feature lights at the background, as you can see. And it could have the functionality of changing colors. And if you want, I travel with this where it is my studio light. So when I'm in front of a camera, that's right where the camera is to give me some lighting when I'm taking photos or taking videos. And that's what I love about this. Sometimes I have it on the Gorilla tripod, and sometimes I just put it on a table with the arms. So if you notice that arms can be linked to the Gorilla tripod, or I use it as a standing thing. Now, if you look at the back of it, you will know how much battery life it has, and you can always change in terms of how bright you want it. It could be a yellow light, or control the yellow light or the white light. Control the colors that you want, hence all of this. And you can always control the level of brightness, like how bright you want it, how soft you want it to be. We're going to turn it off for a moment. That's how it looks like. The ones that I'm going to put on the description is the latest one. Like I said, that one can be controlled on the phone. So I don't think they sell this old version anymore. This is the older one. But again, it's light. I used to travel around with the newer ring light, and I would always worry that something might crash into it and break it. And I always used to travel with the bigger version where it's also heavy and clunky. So hence why I love traveling with this. This is light, and you can put it in, I would put it in my carry-on just because it's got a battery inside instead of checking in. But that would be my recommendation for the lighting thing. So let me put it back to the feature light, and I'll put it back here. But yeah, the Neon Light's my baby. So every time I go traveling, go to a conference, I'm wanting to take a group photo, I travel with that as well as the Gorilla. Now, one more thing, which is my new toy, is this. I don't know if you heard of this. This is called the Pivo Pod. Pivo Pod. This is called the Pivo Pod, and it's my new gadget which I'm trying at the moment. There are 3 different versions for this one. There's the Pivo Pod Lite, which is the cheaper version, and it has no legs and it's not as stable. This is the Pivo Pod Classic, and there's a Pivo Pod Max. Now, the classic one, the reason why I got it is because of the legs for stability. Because there's always a problem when you don't have something stable and it breaks, and then there you go, you don't have it anymore. So I like to get something that is stable. It's stable enough where you can put your phone on. So, you know, remember how I already have this? What I'll do is I'll take that off, the phone holder off, and I can attach it here. It's not as strong as the Pivo Max, but it's strong enough where it can catch camera, the sound, as well as the camera functionality. I'm just going to get into the functionality. Now, if you want to know more details on how you use all these things, by all means, you are more than welcome to YouTube it, because a lot of people talk about how you can use it on each function, and it will take a while in terms of talking through of how you use each one of them. So I'm going to turn this on to just show you what it is. It is face recognition tracking and body recognition tracking. So those of you that you know, do sports, if you have kids that do sports, if you have you know, a performance or martial arts that you want to take, or if you are a person that is always on the go like me, like I don't have a TV or a camera crew, and sometimes I take photos by myself, or most of the time I take photos by myself. So it's how can you do all this photography stuff and camera stuff without, you know, having someone. And so with all of this, it looks as if I have a crew, someone taking photos and cameras of me. I don't have a partner who would do that for me. So at the moment, this is going to be my partner. So I'm going to see if I can reconnect it. So it's just reconnecting at the moment, and it's searching for that for piece to track. Okay, so take a look at this, right? I'm going to see if it actually does this. We're just going to put it here and see if that holds. Hoping that it's going to be stable. And it's going to reconnect. So you notice how heavy it is, right? So that's why the Max. If the Max, you can actually put an additional camera on the top. Those big cameras. Not the ginormous one. All right, so I'm going to reconnect it again. Pivo Pod. I will do that later, update it later. That's okay. All right, cancel and later. Okay, so let's show you how it works. It is going to detect my face and follow through. So what it does is it can zoom in and out for features. And it will zoom in and out for features. And what it can do is it follows you. So that means if you want to move, you can by all means move. So we're going to see if this works today without much delay. Okay, so if you notice my phone is here and I'm just moving around, and you notice my phone is moving, right? So it tracks my face movement and it follows through. So if I'm talking and say, come on over here, it zooms in and out with the feature. It's just amazing. You can just go onto your website and things like that to see how it functions and what other features it can have. So it has face recognition at the moment. I can put the setting into body recognition. So if I'm doing sports, it's like how they advertise it, it's like a coach. The beauty about all these gadgets that you have here is you can have your meetings on this particular camera, where if you're trying to explain something to somebody on the other end and you're like, come, let's check this out. The camera can move where you can show your audience what you're trying to do, let's say on the other side of the screen or this side of the screen. If you notice, my camera's moving, right? It is a 360, so it can move around if you do walk around. So there's always room and space for it to go about. So I'm going to turn this off just for a moment. But you notice how small it is with my big camera or my big phone. It is something that I would truly recommend, the Pivo. I will also put all the links of everything that I mentioned today, but it's something that you can consider having. The ones that I would truly recommend is the tripod, the Gorilla one, and one of those microphones. So I would say the Sabina one, the Sabine, just because then you can interview someone rather than holding something big. With the Rode, you are able to take it off the handle and just hold it like a normal studio recording mic or stage mic, and it's light. The only problem with this is it has to connect to your device for it to work. It's not Bluetooth. So other than that, I hope that is helpful. If you love this video, please follow, like, and stay tuned for more videos out front. But that's my recommendation in terms of the gadgets that you should have for yourself, especially for traveling, and it will be helpful. Write down a comment in terms of what you think about this video, or if you have any one of these gadgets, just share your experience with these gadgets that you have. Love to hear from you. Other than that, thank you for tuning in, and I should see you on the next one.